Not all matrics who wrote the exams made it through. To speak to us about dealing with this stress and where to find help, we're joined by Nkululeko Kanye, the founder of Ungazibulali Depression Support Group. Nkululeko, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Bongiwe.
You know, Izolo, when the DG was delivering the technical report, he spoke about something very critical about the fact that there's a lot of, pupils who start school in grade R, but do not make it to grade 12.
Yes.
So really, looking at the class of 2018, those who did not make it must be commended for staying in school.
Allow me to greet all the viewers at home, and thank you for having me once again, Bongiwe, and the management of ENCA. And allow me to encourage and congratulate all our matriculants for class 2018. Those who made it and those who didn't make it, they did it well, all of them. And I've been saying to all of the media to say, even if like we didn't make it in 2018, there's still 2019, you can try it again. Don't feel like as if life is not fair for you. And I want to thank all those that they tried, they made it from grade R, as you mentioned, to grade 12. They make us proud. And allow me to thank all the teachers outside there. The teachers, they've been working very hard to change the lives of our students. And we understand very well, Bongwe, last year, 2018, it has not been an easy year to our teachers. They've been beaten. And some, they even lost their lives because of our student. Students were more vulnerable last year, and we're hoping that this year it's not going to be like 2018, and we're hoping for the best for the teachers as well. And
it wasn't only about, the fact that they got to go through so much. As we heard the principal at Meadowlands High a little earlier on, they also had to be at school on weekends to make sure that the pupils pass, the way they passed this year.
I was pleased when I was listening to one of the interview on my driving here from way home in KZN, the school called Menzi Mlazi, and I was listening to one of the interview from the principal. The principal mentioned Duguti, one of the teachers, they were not even sleeping to make their student to pass in 2018, some of them during the weekend, when others they were resting, but other teachers on the weekend they were spending their time rather than to spend the quality time to their families, but with their student, so that they can make it, so that they can make them proud. I'm happy to those, and I would like to thank all those teachers that they work tremendously for 2018. I know some of them, they were working very hard to change their lives, to make them to be where they are today.
And what do we say then, as to the families of those who have got, matric pupils who did not pass? What do the parents need to do in order to support those matriculants who were unsuccessful? And
again, Bongiwe, allow me to thank all the parents for being patient to their kids. I know some of them are single. It has not been easy. You've mentioned from grade R to grade 12. To raise a kid alone, it's not easy. Maybe the father is not there or the mother was not there. And raising a child alone, it has not been easy. But the parents has been there. And some of them are not working. But let me thank all the parents that they're working very hard to support and pray, to give love to their kids. And let me say to the parents at home, even like your child didn't make it in 2018, are still our child, are still our kids. Let's support them. Let's still love them. Let's not curse them. Let's not talk negative words, insulting them, the words that can make them to run away from home. Those smaller words, those little words that we can say to our kids, some of them, you find them on the street. As a counselor, as an advisor, during the festive season, throughout 2018, I've been working very hard dealing with some kids, and some of the kids, they were saying to me that one of the reasons why I felt like I can kill myself, I feel like I'm suicidal, it's because my mother, she always tells me that I was not meant to be born because I was not ready. So some of those things, those little words that we are saying to our kids, there is an impact that we are creating to our kids. So, but let me to say to all our parents at home to say, thank you for supporting your kids. Even like they didn't make it in 2018 matrics, still 2019. Bless them, love them. I still your kids, give them support, encourage them, as well with the society, Bongiwe. I wish the society, because are the one that also contribute with the pressure that they're giving our kids. And the parents, they give the pressure to our kids to say, if you don't make it, I'll kick you out in my house.
And I was going to go there, sorry to come in, I was going to actually go there with, society, because we are obsessed with asking, how did you do, how did you do, how did you do? And we do that in public, in front of all the other pupils. What kind of impact and pressure does this put on a pupil who hasn't done well, who's just seen the paper, and they just saw that their number is not there?
And to be honest with you, it's our human nature to just to ask a person to say, you know that the student was doing matric, and you wanted to know, and you just saying it out of your thinking to say how that person could have been hurt, how it's going to feel, to ask. You're just asking. And I want to encourage the society to say, rather not ask in public about the student, just ask the person in private to say, how did you do it? And if you feel that the person, the student or the kid is kind of not happy, let it support as much as you can the kids, but don't keep on digging, try to find how did you do it. And because as well as the society, there's an impact that we're doing to our kids. Some of them, they find them suicidal to say, I can't even go out outside from home because people outside, they'll ask me, other friends, they're celebrating, but I am not celebrating. I didn't make it, so why should I have to leave? Let me just kill myself. I'm not important. I didn't please my parents. My parents are not happy. I didn't make my parents proud. So the society must try to support as much as we can, and as well as the families, and as well as with the teachers. Let's support one another as a community so that the stigma and the high rates of suicide must not grow, and the depression must not grow, because it's growing in our society and in our kids. And can I tell you, Bongwe, this last year, and with my research, when I was with all my advice, people that are coming to my office, and most cases that I've been experiencing, I realized that most our kids, they are going through depression, and our parents, they don't recognize that. They don't see that my kids, my daughter, my son is going through depression. How can you see that? It's very important that the parents must start to recognize if your kid is not doing well, or he or she's going through depression. Then you must look for psychologists and you must look for help.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nkululeko. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for. But in fact, it is one of those key topics that we need to talk about as we look into our matriculants. That was Nkululeko Khanyi, the founder of Ungazibulali Depression Support Group. When ENCA now continues, the ANC National List Committee will begin its National List Conference on Saturday.